Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to part 20 of my full platinum walkthrough for Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. We're doing DLC again. Second DLC we're going to do is the Crown of Sunken King. As you can see, the video is only just over half an hour, so we are just going to be running in, getting the spells we need and leaving. Not really doing no bosses, nothing like that. So first of all we need to get there, and that is done by going to Black Gulch. Unfortunately, we do have to go back here and just run past. We don't need to fight anything, we just run. Just take the poison damage for what it's worth as well. And run all the way through. And you probably noticed this when we were doing it. But you will see once you actually get to the bonfire, there is a portal there. And that takes us to the DLC. But we did need to get a key to get into this DLC. We do have the key. It's the one we got from down the well. Once we got the forgotten key from the giants in this place, we went down a well. Down the well in Majula, down the longest ladder and then up a short ladder and opened a door. There we got the Dragon Talon, and that's the key for this area. So first teleport here, and then you actually need to use the key actually opens this door here in front, and then we're actually into the DLC. This one's not too bad. I mean, the DLCs look really amazing in this game. They really do. It's like they've come back and done proper Dark Souls. It really does feel great. But we're not doing any bosses, like I said. We're just going to run in, get what we need and leave. I'll get a few items along the way, obviously, stuff that is along the way, but I'm not doing much in the way of exploring. We're just getting the 4 and going. There are 4, by the way, yes, 4 spells we're getting. So we've got Focus Souls, which is a sorcery, I believe. Promise Walker Peace, which is a hex. Denial, which is a sorcery, and then Dark Greatsword, which is a hex, I think. No, I think Denial's a miracle. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm never going to use them, and we just need to get hold of them. Right, yeah, so first of all, I mean, look, there's a dragon with a spear through its chest, or something sticking through it, and look at that. I mean, that looks amazing compared to the rest of the game. It really does. Yeah, there are some tough enemies here. There's lots of poison as well. Well, not a lot of poison, but there's lots of things that can do poison damage to you. It's not that like you're going to be running through pools of poison or anything like that, so don't worry. Just going to do a quick rest here, make sure I'm all ready with my weapon and Estus flasks. Old Growth Balm is a healing thing, I think. I don't use consumable healing things like that, to be honest. Not much of them. Just the odd crystal now and again. I think that one just does health over time. Yeah, so this is the main sort of enemy. It's these kind of guards. I don't know what's wrong with them. Yeah, so the thing that's for this main area, this first area is called Shulva, the Sanctum City. So this main thing around here is that there's these spinning sort of switches that I just hit then, and it raises this platform up. There are quite a lot of that going on. It leads up to different, so you can raise them, you can lower them, you can get on top of them. It'll lead you to different areas, different items. I'll do one or two. You will use a selection of them to get to a bonfire as well. But apart from that, I'm not doing much in the way of exploring. So yeah, it's up to you. If you want to go mad and just explore this place, then go for it. There's lots to see and do. The bosses, there's some difficult enemies in the bottom of the place as well. Yeah, that's always satisfying when they get knocked off the edge as well. Definitely helpful. There is one that comes up in the middle of that one as well. The reason I'm bringing that up is just for protection. It's because a lot of them use bow and arrows. Sure, yeah, I thought there was. There's one that comes up on that one. We will actually be dropping that one back down because that's where we need to carry on. So yeah, backstabs are possible with these guys, to try and get them as much as possible. Just the normal sort of variations. You got the normal ones with the big club, and then you have variation with sword and shield, and that's about it. So yeah, there's the normal one. Just checking for a few items. So we do get a couple of rings in this place, a couple of weapons, and the Catarina helmet, the Helm of Catarina. I'm not quite sure where the rest of the armour is, but you get the helm anyway. So if you want to look like Onion Knight, then you can do. Splat. Never gets old. Some poison moss there. It was dropped by him. Poison stone over here if you want to upgrade a weapon to poison. and then I'll just give you a quick demo of a few switches. So this thing's probably, it might be worth getting, but you see these red sort of nest looking things, do not attack this ant spider thing in there because they let off that orangey yellow liquid that wrecks your gear. You can see it going off there. These things can really hurt if you get caught out by them, especially if you get a group of them. When they do that flying attack they just did then, if you can get sort of caught in it, sort of staggered almost, it can really hurt. There is a room filled with them later on. I'm not going to drop into it, but I will tell you where it is and just to expect it. They can make really short work of you, it's no joke. Poisonbite Ring, so that's the reason I came up here, because that can come in useful if you want to avoid poison damage. It's the +1 version, so if you want it, it's there. And we're just going to carry on. So yeah, don't pop these things, watch out. Goldenfruit Balm, another useless, well it's not useless, it has a use, but a consumable I don't really ever use. Watch that drop as well. Make sure you don't go short. So you can see behind me in a moment, we're just going to go up here and do this a moment. But you see that green thing behind me? That lets off poison, so you're going to need to avoid those. You can see that the enemies actually do a slight bit of poison damage as well. I'll just show you this in case you want to carry on and explore a bit. If you come up here, so I hit that first one on the bottom, and you can come up here and hit this one. You can actually make that jump if you need to with just one of them. And then you can break this open. Not break it open. Hit this next one over here, and it's going to raise up a platform over there, and you can go into that building, have a look around, and do what you will. But we're just trying to get through this. So yeah, this is the middle DLC. We're not doing, like I said, we're not doing much. But the next video, the Sunken King DLC, we're doing a lot. That's going to be a long video. May even split it into two if it runs too long. But it's going to be over an hour at least, I reckon. We've got a lot to do there. Hopefully I can condense it to under an hour, but we'll see. Yeah, there's some of these guys hiding, so you can get the backstab on them as they're coming up, but there's archers everywhere here, and you've got this one that's running towards me. Yeah, you need to watch out because they do have good camouflage, and they hit pretty hard as well, and they have the whole poison thing going on. So you've got an archer on the right, and then there's two archers on the left as well. They don't stagger as well, which is a thing you need to think of. If you think your second hit is going to knock them back, or your third hit, it's not. They just attack straight through you, which you're going to see happen quite often. Yeah, quick, back away. He didn't. Yeah, it's like he just left me to heal then. Yeah, you just kind of have to go for it. If you trade off, you get that little bit of health back from the weapon, but just know that you're going to take damage. We're nearly at a bonfire anyway, and that's all of the enemies for this area pretty much. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to get a spell in a moment, and it's not that there, but it is across there. So you're just going to see, you can see there's a lot of statues here. Just off in the distance with the red eyes there. What we're going to do is we can break those. I think you can break them with spells. Obviously, we're not using spells. What we can do instead is use a bow and arrow. We definitely need to use a bow and arrow. Now, if you don't have the dexterity to use a bow and arrow, you can still use it. It just won't be efficient. So you can still do what I'm about to do. So just use some basic arrows. Iron arrow is the most basic one I have a few of. So I'm just going to use those. The controls for the bow and arrow is horrible in this game. So you need to put it in your left hand or whichever hand. Then you need to press L1 to put it into both hands. Then you need to hold R2 to go into aiming, and then you need to press. No, you need to. See, I can't even remember. It's like let's hold R2 and fire with L1. It's a horrible combination of buttons to try and use the bow and arrow. But anyway, you need to try and stand here. And you can see I'm just aiming for a thing behind it. So if you stand roughly where I was, kind of in front of that broken bit there, and just try and just aim for that. There's a switch behind it, one of those turning switches basically. You're aiming for that. You should be able to get it after a few shots. You just need to try and line it up. And we're going to go back here. Notched Whip +7, but most importantly the Promised Walk of Peace, which is a hex that we need. So that's 1 of 4 down. Lots of poison here. You can see poison is kind of meh. I've got more than enough to health to take a full poisoning, so I'll be fine. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to raise up all the platforms in the middle here so we can get to a bonfire. Might as well heal now. You've probably noticed a few of those switches around. That one there doesn't matter because that's not one of the ones we need. This one is. So that's going to bring one of them up. Should get these magic bolts here. Remember where I am here. I'm going to sort of poke my head out later on. We're going to go a different way around just so you can get your bearings. And then again, bow and arrow. Horribly clunky system for the bow and arrow in this game. No wonder I don't use them. So that's 3. There's 4 in total. So the 4th one is around the back of this building. There is one of those poison things in there. They are actually a creature, an enemy. If you hit them once, they start walking around and you can't really seem to hit them again, so I just kind of ignore them. Take the poison for what it is. You're going to be at a bonfire in a minute anyway, so you'll be fine. But be careful up here. It is yeah, it's a bit tasty up here. You have to go right on the corners of the things, make sure. Like this one I nearly, oh, that was a bit fall off, but you should be alright getting across. And then at the top is the bonfire, and that's all we did that for. There's no reason for us to actually come up here apart from the bonfire. And we'll drop down here into a new room where there's going to be another guy, because of course there is. Trying to find him. There it is. So we're trying to get to the room underneath. Now if you go the normal way down, you can get attacked. Dried root is another thing that gives you health over time. It's a new one for this place. You can see that there's an enemy down there, so if you lock onto them and drop, you should be able to kill him in one go. If you enter this room the normal way, you'll get sort of pincered. This guy will come running in, and the one from the right will come and get you as well. And again, they can make pretty short work of you. So this is where I picked up those magic bolts from on the ledge. So we've been down here. That's the path we took before. So that's where we are. So if you die now, you can just drop straight through and carry on. Now we're actually going to go into a different area called Dragon's Sanctum, and that's about it for us. Once we're in there, that's as far as we need to go. Some rusted coins here, obviously not so lucky for this guy. You should be done. Again, if you've not done all of your farming, you still need to be doing that. A couple of videos time we will be wrapping up this playthrough in 3 videos. One more DLC. Then we have the Covenant to do, and then the ending. Focus Souls. That's our next one. That's a sorcery. That's 2 of 4 down. Nice easy one to find. So yeah, you had the dragon come across there and kill those 2, which is handy. That's a one-time thing. We will be back here later on. The dragon won't kill those 2 every time. So we'll wait for these to open, and then the reason we're coming back is there's a door on the left hand side. You're going to see there, that's locked. Now we're going to get the key as we go further into this place. We need to come back here. There is actually the final one we need, which is a hex. It's through that door and up a ladder. Dragon charm, which helps with poison if you need those. Cures it outright. Now we've got a new enemy for this place. You can see that is an enemy there. To be able to kill them, you need to find their corpse or whatever it is, their armor. I don't think it's actually a corpse. It's going to be glowing red like that, and that will make them. Brings them to our world and allows you to be able to actually hit them. When they're in that spectral form, you cannot hurt them, but they can hurt you. So you need to quickly find their body, destroy it, and then you'll be able to hit them. Again, these guys don't stagger when you hit them, so you're going to have to be aware of that. They don't hit awfully hard, but they can hit very quick. And yeah, there's just 2, but later on we're going to have 5 or 6 of these guys at one time. Titanite slab, obviously very handy if you need them, but I do not. Old Growth Balm, more healing. Soul Vessel in here, which is obviously for remapping your stats if you need one of those. Catarina's Helm in this one, if you want to look like an Onion Knight. And then Destructive Greatarrows times 50. That is a lot. The Greatarrows are the big heavy bow and arrows. 50, that's a lot. You can do some serious damage with 50 Greatarrows. Yeah, so the reason I've come this way, you may have noticed initially there was another path going dead on. I'll show you where that's going to lead in a minute. You do not want to go that straight on path because these guys will drop in and make short work of you, along with a witch. So you can see these guys have a poison aura, so even being near them starts the whole poison thing off. It seems when you backstab them, you will get more poison damage. It just jumps up really quickly. You're just going to have to, if you can, take the poison. If not, just manage it. Don't know what's going on there, but it seems to rotate one way and then the other. Couple of guys here, so that's why, again, why I didn't run into this room. Don't want to wake these two up and have 4 after us at one go. And you can see the witch is down there, and that's where we need to go. Just going to show you there is a trap, and I'm just going to show you, and I will actually stand on the on the switch. It is quite hard to see the switch for that one, but I mean it doesn't do much damage anyway. Some more dried root in here, and then we're going to carry on. Yeah, these, when you kill them, you're going to see it later on. Sometimes when they die, yeah, like this one, it's doing it. You see that poison cloud? I was just going to go for it. I was taking the poison on this one. They let off a poison cloud and it lingers for quite a while. So be aware when you kill those sort of witches, hexers, whatever they are. Yeah, they can let off a poison cloud. So you need to hit this switch 3 times to get this thing to rotate all the way around so you can walk through. And we're going to go into a narrow maze. So directly ahead of me is a fall, is a drop. That's the way we need to go. But I'm just going to quickly show you where there's quite a few upgrade materials, including 3 Petrified Dragon Bones. This place will open up later on. So you want to try and jump this. It doesn't matter if you don't, you're just going to miss out on that stuff in the top corner, which is quite a lot. And it's just a quick detour through here. You do need to shoot this switch. There's going to be a guy on the left, so make sure you get him first. Poison one to try and be quick. As soon as they die, the poison build-up stops. You can see there's a little switch on the floor there in the middle. I just stood on it then. It lets off this spike wall, which is extremely handy because you can kill these two. There's another one, so get him to follow you. Run up. Whatever you do, don't hit that switch. You can just see it. I'll show it in a minute. On the floor there. You see it coming back up there. Yeah, make sure you don't stand on it and then go down the stairs because that's going to hurt. Human Effigy, and then we've got 2 chests here with some excellent stuff in. 3 bleed stones and 3 Boltstones. So you can make 3 lightning weapons and 3 bleed weapons. And then 3 Twinkling Titanite and 3 Petrified Dragon Bone. If you needed any of that stuff, it was definitely worth coming down. I don't know if that door opens. It probably does. I've never looked into it because I just come in here for the spells and get the hell out, really. And yeah, what I'm going to do in a minute is this bit coming up is a bit tricky. You could die very easily, so I'm going to do a backup save. And I'll just show you that room I mentioned with it's full of these. It's down there. There is a ring at the top. What if you were to go down there and go up the stairs? If you do go down there, go up the stairs quickly, and that sort of puts all those bugs in a line so you can kill them easy enough. There's a ring at the top, which makes you into a glass cannon, basically. It goes off your weight, carry weight. You want it very low. It's not a weapon we would ever use because our carry weight's really high. So I've run for this ladder, which you just saw. There's 2 of those kind of spectral guys. Plus this one. This one's the one that's going to poison me because I just stand there like an idiot trying to look at this one and heal, and by the time I've healed I get poisoned. Run on the spikes. You're going to take less damage running on the spike. I don't know why I'm waiting. I've already poisoned. You're going to take less damage running on the spikes than you will getting hit by one of these guys. So quickly run through the spikes, get up the ladder, and then you need to run down here, and there's going to be a room full of the red. So all of their bodies are in here. So you're going to want to run around and smash them all. So this is why we've done that backup save, is you could easily die in here if you're not careful. Just run around, keep looking for the red statues, smashing them, and you'll get these guys, you'll be able to hit them. Sometimes if you're lucky they can fall down the pits in the middle. It can happen, but these all stand here trying to shoot me, so I've got one on his own, I might as well get rid of him. The reason we're down here is obviously to get rid of these guys, and most importantly Eternal Sanctum Key, which is the one that opens that door right at the start. Yeah, I was running around hoping they would fall down, but they were not having any of it. Yeah, missed this one, which is the one that's actually following me. I was right there. Yes, trying to get him to fall down. He's having none of it. It does happen because it happened in my practice. They can fall down, but the single backstab will do instead. Sometimes they'll stand around and doing what these two are doing, which is using crossbows. Sometimes they use their their right hand crossbow, which you're going to see, and it lets off a big hex thing. I have no idea. That thing is crazy. Not anything I ever use though. Right, we're clear. So make sure you hit all of the statues because there are two more outside. But this is most important. Grab that Eternal Sanctum Key. There's one more statue there. And that should be all of the ones outside ready to be killed as well. Sanctum Knight helmet if you want that. Lloyd's Talisman, which we don't really need anymore in this chest. If you hit this switch, you can go back round and get that shortcut and go, not shortcut, jump across that gap to get the items that we missed before. If you fell down the hole by accident, you can go and get those now. So we've got the two downstairs still. Don't worry, we're going to turn these spikes off. That's what we're going to do. You see there's a switch on the ceiling. So if you hit that, the spikes, all of the spikes will disappear. I am getting shot at the moment. There's a guy to the right of me. Now there is a chest. I'm going to drop down to the right here. We can see there's a chest on the left there. I completely forget to get it. It's not a ring I would ever use, but you can get the Bloodbite Ring. I think it's the +1 version. It helps with bleed resistance. I don't need bleed resistance. I'm not bothered about that, to be honest. So yeah, it's up there if you want to go back around and get that get from the chest. If not, just carry on. If you hit this switch, it's going to hit this, open up this door here. That's where you're going to get the Dragonstone, which is a key. If you're going to carry on with the DLC, you need this Dragonstone to open up a door later on. It's a key, so it's there if you need it. I thought I was going to die to the final one then. Yeah, the Dragonstone. So we're nearly done. Just got a couple more things. Not much in the way to fight anymore either. Holy Water, Twinkling Titanite ×3 again. Lots of Twinkling Titanite down here. So you may notice there's another rotating door just next to me then. That's what we're going to open up. There is a bonfire we'll be getting in a minute as well. So if you are getting low, don't worry. You can just see the switch on the floor on the inside there. You need to angle yourself. Try and get it. There. And then you need to drop down. Use this little hole to get it again. And then back up to hit it from the right hand side. And yeah, inside is the Denial Miracle. So that's going to be 3 of 4. And we will start using the bow and arrow. Oh, there's one section we will use the bow and arrow when we're doing the Covenant in the, not in the next video, the video after. We'll try and poison some of the NPCs. There's lots of NPCs and they hit hard. There's a Havel, there's lots, and they're all together. So it can be a real pain. So we'll try and use a bit of poison. Give you that option anyway. Yeah, so there's Denial. And now just open up the Bonfire, which is down here. There is going to be one more of these. If you carry on all the way to the bottom, if you were to carry on sort of through the level, Jester Thomas is down there. He'll spawn in and invade you. He's tough. He's pretty tough. He's a pyromancer, so yeah, all of a sudden he can just kill you out of nowhere. But yeah, forewarning if you do carry on. So if you hit that switch, it's going to open up a door on the top and allow us access to a bonfire. All we're using that for is to teleport out. There is the Sanctum Crossbow up here as well if you want it. We could just teleport out with the Aged Feather, to be honest. But it's here. If you need it, if you're going to carry on, you will need another bonfire. So here it is. You can't circle back to the beginning because you drop down. You may remember we dropped down. I thought, no, I was going to go and get that chest, but I thought I'd just explain where the chest is, which I've just done before, rather than get it because I don't need it. Yeah, we dropped down, so you can't go back to go to that door, so you're going to need to teleport out and start again. It'll only take 2 seconds. So we're back in Shulver on that bonfire at the top. I'm going to drop down and cross the bridge. It's best not to run. It's best just to kill these 3. Otherwise they'll just follow you. More of a pain then. Yeah, unfortunately I don't kill this guy with the drop this time. No idea what the difference was. But yeah, this guy's friend nearly kills me. I don't know why I went for the heal without looking, but that was close. It's payback, I suppose. And all we've got to do is make it across this bridge. Like I said, the dragon is not going to appear this time, so you do need to take these 2 on. They do both have shields. So, yeah. Maybe back away if they start getting too much. But you should just look for the opening, which is there. That's perfect because they're both knocked back and slow. And their shields and off they go. No idea why that happens. But it seems there's quite a few weapons dancing and jumping around in this one. And we now have the key, so we can go in here. So straight away there's going to be 2 hexes, one directly ahead and one to the left. And then lots of things in these chests. You can see there's 5 chests. Most of the first 3 I'm going to open have dried root in them. Different amounts. 8 in total. Basically it just gives you health over time. We've used similar things like the Elizabeth mushroom before. The lightning clutch ring. If you're well into your miracles, the lightning clutch ring can be a good thing, and also a bad thing. It drastically increases your lightning damage, which will be for miracles or if you've got a lightning weapon, but it will also reduce your defenses against everything. So, yeah, wear with caution. If you're good enough not to get hit, then it'll be fine. And then, yeah, finally some other things there, and away we go. Nearly done. Long old ladder. So at the top of this next one there's going to be 3 of those bugs that will drop down. So you want to get behind the first one that's going to be to the left, so they're all ahead of you and you're not in the middle of them. So yeah, try and get behind it if you can. I had no idea. I wasn't switching that then. I had no idea what was going on. I switched it once, but then it went all over the place. It did not lock onto the one I wanted it to. So you can see they also do that orange powder effect. And then we're back in Shulver. So unfortunately this guy's always going to invade Rock Shield Boulder. I was trying to get past him, but he's having none of it. Yeah, so it's probably best not to fight him on here because it does open. You can see there it's open and on the other side it's open. So just bring him all the way back. Or if you can get past him, fight him on the top, but watch out, there is a drop in the middle. The guy's really easy, this one. He's so much to the point that he just doesn't do anything in a minute. He just stands there. I kind of wasn't expecting it and didn't know what to do with it. He's just kind of stood there. I should have gone for the backstab initially, but no, missed it. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. Nothing, anyway. Up here's the Sanctum Shield. I'll just show you where that is quickly before we finish. There it is, in case you want that. Up here's a nice view. I was just checking. No items. Some dead... Is that a dead dragon? I think it was. No, just a building falling apart. I think those torches have something to do up there. But I'm not carrying on, so I'm not doing them. All we got to do is get the Dark Greatsword, which we'll get in a moment. And yeah, we're done. On to the best and also the most difficult DLC. Yeah, boss fights incoming. And lots of running around. One of the spells is tied to getting a soul, but the soul is broken up into many pieces. I think it's like 12 or 13 pieces. We need to collect all of them to get this one soul, which we can then trade for a spell. So yeah, lots of running around, and to get the pieces we need to get something else so we can get the pieces. Yeah, and the final one is behind one of the hardest bosses in the game. Yeah, so well, there's the two hardest bosses in the game we'll be doing are here, but they're also two of the best. Fume Knight and Sir Alon. So there we go. All we do is get the lift to come up and then drop down halfway, grab the Dark Greatsword, and that's it for this place. We've got all the spells, so we'll just leave. If you want to carry on, go for it. I'm leaving. I remember this item being here, but I couldn't remember what it was. It's 5 torches. Who the hell cares? Yeah, so I'll just feather out. I've got enough for a couple of upgrades, so I'll do that. And yeah, look forward to the yeah, Iron King DLC. Yeah, couple of upgrades. What do we do? What do we do? One in endurance, I think, and then I think it was endurance and intelligence again to get fire up, because the place we're going to is fire. Lots of fire everywhere. So fire defense and magic defense is always helpful. So just pump that up a bit, and that's it for this one. Right, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.